Hey everybody, today on Brick Mortar to Smoke, I am really excited. We have something new here. We have a cigar from my man Alex Spencer up in Cincinnati, Ohio. He has his line of Alex Spencer Reserve cigars, but he also has the star of the show, which is the Mansa, which I'm gonna clip and toast right now. And let me clip it real quick here, and then let me toast it up. Let me give it a couple of tugs. And report back to you guys in a little bit on how it tastes. I would like you to pay some mind to the immaculate construction of this cigar. Look at that ash. I'm not even trying to do my thing to protect the ash. That's just happening on its own accord, if you will. And now that I'm into this a little bit, this is a very unique cigar. I'm pairing it over here with a rye whiskey with Wild Buck whiskey from Weeki Wachee, Florida. And it's actually a perfect pairing because this cigar has unusual notes to it. Very unique, like nothing I've ever smoked before in my entire life. Very enjoyable cigar. It's very earthy. I'm getting taste of onion. I'm also getting, believe it or not, like a sweet red wine vinegar, something I have never said in my entire life. I've been smoking cigars for 2.5 decades. Also on the retro, you get a very clean, buttery finish, like a great glass of wine. Really something special. The Mansa, I mean, I've never had this flavor profile before, and I'm really enjoying it. I'll definitely be smoking some more. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn you over to the man, Alex Spencer, for the rest of the clip, and he's going to tell you all about the Mansa and the origin of the ideas behind it and his philosophy. And you're really going to enjoy it, I believe. And hopefully after it's all done and it's said and done, you'll look for some Mansas on the shelf at your next tobacco store and order some online. So, for me, that's going to be it. You're watching Brick, Mortar, and Smoke.
What's going on, brothers and sisters of the Leaf? My name is Alex Spencer, and I'm the owner of Alex Spencer Reserve Cigars, based out of Cincinnati, Ohio. I wanted to talk with you all today, and I'm excited to talk with you all today about my line of cigars called the Mansa. Beautiful cigar there. First and foremost, the Mansa is a 6x53 box press Patola. It's nice and easy in the hand. It's got big smoke, great feel, great texture. Aftertaste is important, and these are all the things that I look for in a cigar. Great aftertaste, great burn, nice even burn. You know, what I will say about the blend is that it's 5-year aged, and it uses a Mexican San Andreas wrapper that packs a beautiful bouquet of different flavors and nuances. You know, a little bit about me. I got into this game 3-4 years ago after being invited to a Father's Day event, and the men there said, "Hey, Alex, before you even think about coming to this event, you gotta bring a cigar and a bourbon." And little old me, I didn't know anything about what I was picking up, but I made sure I got the most expensive cigar, a 17-year age Balvenie. And I quickly I was called the 6th man of the year from that point on, coming off the bench. So I made a splash, didn't know what I had bought, what I picked up. All I knew was that I had to impress these guys because I was looking for mentors. So through that moment, I was introduced to the culture of cigars. I was told about, you know, proper ways of smoking, things like that. And I just fell in love with it. Now fast forward, you know, I wanted a cigar that had strength. I wanted a cigar that had flavor, something that more reminiscent of let's say, soul food, you know, something that was not too heavy, something that everybody could enjoy. And through Tabacalera Cafe in the factory down in Honduras, I was able to produce this beautiful cigar. And so the first thing was coming up with the name. And coming up with the name, the Mansa, as I'm a history buff, I love everything history. You know, I chose the West African king of the 14th century because of his well-known pilgrimage to the holy city of Mecca. Now, up to this point, Mansa Musa was known and is known today as the wealthiest man in the history of mankind. Upon his death, he was worth something just by itself over $400 billion. On his pilgrimage, he gave away so much gold that he devalued gold for, over a decade, I believe. And so estimates say that he gave away over $100 million in gold. In thinking about that, you know, what does that have to do with cigars? Well, you know, when I first met those gentlemen that I wanted to have as my mentors, I learned a lot about being a man, you know, a better son, just better overall. And that, to me, those conversations were golden to me. And they left such a huge mark on my life that I don't know if I would be here today without them. And so that history, those moments, those are the moments that represented gold to me. And so essentially what I'm doing is sharing it with the world, sharing my love for cigars, my love for, you know, brotherhood and sisterhood, you know, all of those things, all in this one cigar. Now, the other side of it is that since the beginning of time, man has always been enamored with fire and smoke, whether it's barbecues or it's campfires, or, you know, it's, you know, bonfires, or, you know, July the 4th, whatever it is. You know, as people, we've always been just kind of in awe of the power of smoke and fire. You know, really, cigars are the same thing. You know, for me, I could spend hours on a beautiful evening just relaxing with some of my, you know, Mansas and some of my favorite cigars out there. Just enjoy the evening. You know, it always helps to have good people around. The last thing is that I wanted to create a product or cigar that didn't just represent, you know, myself. I mean, a lot of people want to put their names or their faces on a brand, or, you know, where they're from, or, you know, things like that. For me, it was more important to tell the story of the factory members, the employees, the rollers, the farmers. Those people are very seldomly highlighted, and they're very seldomly celebrated. And so, you know, anybody that's traveled to factories around the world, and, you know, throughout, you know, the islands, most of those people are Black and brown people. It's important to me to highlight them, because when we smoke these cigars, in my mind, the ash is an ode to the roller. When you have a great cigar with an amazing ash on it, you know, the nice mascara lip, you know, we hold on to it in our cigar culture to pay homage to the rollers. You know, it's important that we talk about them as well. It's a part of my history, being, you know, ancestor of, you know, former slaves that mined tobacco in the fields, to today, you know, being the owner of a you know, cigar company. It's cyclical, and I want to make sure that I highlighted the rollers and talked about the history and included my story and talked about the stories of the people that I hope would enjoy this cigar. You know, I would love for all you guys to seek out the cigar. You can find me at info@asrcigar.com. You can visit the website, asrcigar.com. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at AS Reserve. And, we look forward to coming to a lounge or a retailer near you. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Thank you, Bruce. Take care, guys.